Yeah, I actually hate this. Now that it's happening, I realized because I've never done this before. I've never just like covered something.
Yeah.
It feels lame.
Okay.
It feels terrible. So,
I also don't have any caffeine, so I'm not like Tate. Like
okay, yeah. Why did you not have caffeine?
just woke up late. I woke up at like 12.
Okay, we'll just start there. That'll be the beginning of the podcast
Okay,
officially. The caffeine talk. Okay, sick. It really does look like I have cum on my shorts. It might be cum. Because I think yesterday I did not have boxers clean. So I think I was just wearing these commando. And then sometimes like middle of the day, if I get really horny, I will ooze a little bit. So there's a good possibility. Is that in the shot? I don't think it is. No, I think we're good. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Aaron Alexander podcast. We're talking caffeine. We're talking about a love affair between Greta Thunberg and Andrew Tate. It has been said that they're doing conjugal visits in the Romanian prison. Do you know what conjugal visits are? Yeah, so apparently that's been rumored. That's been going on. I don't know, but we're going to get into it now. I'm back recording this podcast. This is the Aaron Alexander Experience podcast. I am changing the name back from Evolution Daily. I don't like the name Evolution Daily anymore. I'm over it. Now, don't hold me to that. I might keep it. I'm not entirely sure. How much coffee on a daily basis are you drinking?
A nitro cold brew and a bang.
Every day.
Every day.
So that's interesting because you can actually track the exact milligram of caffeine that you're taking in. Okay, and do you time these around workouts or do you just
Right in the morning, I walk to Starbucks. So it's like a little morning walk, and you get some sunlight in. You see some people. You see some nature.
Yes.
Hit Starbucks.
Some tits.
Yeah.
You see some fucking titties.
And then there's a juice land right next to Starbucks.
Yes.
So I get a rehydrator and then a cold brew. So I'm getting caffeinated and hydrated and full of vitamins.
And this is a regular thing for you.
Every fucking morning.
That is interesting because, I mean, by my approximation, you're talking about at least $15 spent every morning within 30 minutes of waking up.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, the juice is good. I do think vegetables are a scam in a lot of ways. What is in this juice that you're getting every day?
I don't know.
Okay, he doesn't know.
But it
Okay.
makes me feel really good.
We could do, you could do some pineapple. I think spinach is legit, but Paul Saladino, he says that vegetables are a scam. Now, I go to that same Starbucks just about every day, and I came extremely close to hooking up with a girl just the other day that I met at that Starbucks. And it didn't happen. So I day gamed her at the Starbucks. We get to texting. We get to talking. We are setting up the plans. I go out that night. No. I go out. This is like on a Wednesday. I go out that Friday night. Run into her at the one bar that's over by us. Run into her out there. At first, I remember being shocked at her presence in the crowd. It's one of those things where you're squeezing through people, and then I'm actually kind of looking at her like, is that her? And then kind of as she's passing me now, it's almost a little awkward now. She's kind of passing me, and I go, oh, hey, as we're now being drawn even further apart. So it wasn't a great situation, but I ran into her again later that night, was doing a great job of escalating, was getting it really, really going, was getting very close to getting her to want to come back here. But at the end of the day, the friend situation was just those two. So the friend not being ready to wrap up her own night made it was just killing it. This was now around, I would say, 12:30-ish at this point. So I now have to make a decision. Do I want to spend the next hour and a half with this girl to try to make this happen? And at the end of the day, to guys that are not, if you're not in abundance, I guess, that is good game. I should have done that. I should have spent the next hour and a half. I'm never really in a situation where I'm finding myself desperate for puss, and I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to run that. So I ended up texting her at the very end of the night instead of spending all of that time with them. And then by that point, you know, she's like, oh, we actually did end up going home a little bit earlier. I just got your text next day, whatever. So we'll see if it happens. I really could not care less. But that Starbucks is special to me for many reasons. For many reasons, actually. Guys, look, you know, this is your favorite part of the week. I'm aware of that now. Many of you have messaged me and said, Aaron, what are you... Aaron, I've gotten DMs. Aaron, I have a razor blade to my wrist right now. I'm in the bathtub. If you don't drop an episode of the podcast, I'm going to do it. I got that DM. I responded to it. I have not heard back. I've sent many DMs back to that person. So, you know, Chris, if you're out there, you know, please let me know that you're okay. But for anybody else who's been on the brink, the podcast is fucking back, baby. We're going to do this shit. So right before we started rolling and talking about caffeine, I was going to talk a little bit about the that whole Andrew Tate situation. And then as we started, I got about 2 minutes in and I said, this is gay as fuck. This is gay. This like, and it makes me... There are, you know, sometimes people will say to me like, oh, you know, I think your channel could be so much bigger and these sorts of things. And I'm like, I know the channel could be bigger. I've done things that make the channel bigger, but they're gay. What's your body count? Hey, hot girl, like, well, how many dicks have you gotten tonight? Condom or no condom? Hey, I interviewed a Instagram model to see what girls what they like the most. It's like, you know,
I hate that.
I can't do it. I don't care if the channel is bigger. From a business perspective, my revenue is great. Could my revenue be better if I had double the viewers and stuff? Probably. Probably could. But I just don't care enough to start doing gay shit on my channel that I don't care about.
Yeah, you don't want to sacrifice your like morals. Not morals, but like
my
sacrifice
dignity.
That's the one.
My fucking dignity, doing things that I don't want to do. So I started this out. I either texted you or I was about to text you earlier that I wanted to do this, like, is Andrew Tate guilty podcast? And then we started it, and about 2 minutes in, I was like, oh, I'm a gay man now. I am literally doing the thing that I've actually hated on everybody else for doing for so many years, which is like making videos about other people. Is Alex from Playing with Fire legit? Let's find out. Look here how Alex says that you should actually look at a girl 3 times before going for the kiss. That's gay, and he's not legit. Like, I can't do it. Yeah. I just can't do it. Yeah. So we're not going to talk about Andrew Tate other than the fact that he is having consensual intercourse with Greta Thunberg, which I'm good with. If they want to be in love, they can be in love. That's fine. I do think she's over 18 now. I do hope that... You know the only reason I'm disappointed about Andrew Tate getting arrested?
Why?
There's only one reason. Because I'm not really he's great, but around the time he started popping off was around the exact same time that I stopped consuming any self-development content. You guys should always consume mine. Okay, you need it. All right, I'm at a place where I don't want it. I don't need it. So around that time was when I fell off of Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, who else was I even? I don't even know, dude. Like, whoever else I was listening to around those times. And then I see, oh, there's a new guy, and he's like really alpha, and he's blowing up on the internet. And then like I tune into some of the clips, and it's like, you must be jacked as a man. And I'm like, okay, all right. Don't be a wagey and work at a 9-to-5 job.
A brokey.
I'm like, okay, Jack. He says wages too. I remember seeing the word wagey. You know, I'm like, okay, Jack. He's like, you know, you should be fucking women, but it shouldn't be your whole life. I'm like, okay, Jack. Like, I get it. The delivery is very powerful. It's very good stuff. But it wasn't something where I was like, yes, like a new messiah for me. Yeah. I had given up on self-development around that time. Yeah. I just because what happens is I'm 32 years old. You know, how old are you? 19?
25.
Okay, you're 25. So I've been in this game now for about 10 years of self-development.
Yeah.
So you reach a point where everything actually starts to sound very cringe. Everything starts to sound very cringe. So even like some of his own actual tweets or other people's tweets, fucking Alex Hormozy, the G of business advice. The G. If you have a business, you should be watching Alex Hormozy. But I don't need a tweet from Alex Hormozy that says, today's only goal should be that today you're better than you were yesterday. And then just all the likes in the comments. Needed this. Needed this today, Alex. What did you fucking need? To hear that you should just be better than you were yesterday. What the fuck does that even mean? So if I ate fucking 2,500 calories and made $500 yesterday, what's better, 2,600 calories or 2,400 calories? Should I make $600 instead of $500 today? What's better, Alex? You know what? I got some more to say on this Alex Hormozy bitch. No, I'm kidding. He's the fucking shit.
I gotta lay into him.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to go all in on Alex Hormozy. What were you going to contribute to that?
There's one thing that Jordan Peterson says. He goes like,
"Oh, that's another one."
He's like, don't compare yourself to other people, but compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Right. And this is what happens. So I started getting into the Real Social Dynamics. Tyler was how I discovered that self-development existed. Somebody sending me a Tyler video. From there, you go down the Tony Robbins rabbit hole. Eventually you end up, and Tony's the shit, eventually you end up at the Jim Rohn rabbit hole. And you start listening to Jim Rohn from the 80s, and you go, this is Tony Robbins.
Yes.
And then you discover, Tony Robbins worked for Jim Rohn for a number of years. And you go, okay, this is just all that. And then you end up eventually, if you continue down your entrepreneurship rabbit hole, you end up at Think and Grow Rich from the 1930s by Napoleon Hill. And you are reading, I read that book. I don't think I had the audio of that. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And then you go, oh, this is Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and Tyler and everybody that I look up to. And then eventually you start deciding to look into the Bible. And then you go, oh, this is Napoleon Hill. So you start to realize that all self-development is literally the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible
100%.
is the basis of everything. So really all you actually need, if you want to fuck a lot of bitches, is the Bible at the end of the day. God will show you the way.
There was this one quote in the Bible, I forget which verse it is, but it's about honor and discipline. Mm-hmm. And it said, take these words and the knowledge and wear it like a gold chain around your neck.
I love that.
And yeah, when I read that, I just remember going oh shit, okay.
You were going to get a crazy tattoo at one point.
Yeah, well, I got one. Well, I got this, but if you're going to go get a tattoo, you need to really think about it thoroughly and fucking go to a legit ass artist and pay a good money.
But the part you show me where you're like, oh, I was super mad about this, I guess it's different than what you wanted, but it does not look bad to the eye.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
So I still don't even fully understand the shaded part there.
Cut it, right?
Oh, so you wanted a hard cut all the way around?
Yeah, hard cut.
I see. Okay.
And these don't look like fucking clouds.
They look like Mario clouds a little bit.
They're like Mario clouds, and then could have just been better all around, and then he left blank right here.
I see.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
he could have connected that.
I know. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, dude, fuck him, man.
that guy.
Fuck Hormozy. Fuck this guy. This is the podcast where we're coming after everybody today.
Fuck that. So you got
fuck Tate. Fuck Hormozy. No, I'm kidding. Tate, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. You know what? I want to say this though. It is funny about Andrew Tate is nobody had the balls except for radical leftists. Nobody had the balls to speak up against Andrew Tate. But now that he's arrested, I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter. I'm in a very dark corner of Twitter, and I'm seeing a lot of people talking shit on him now.
Yeah.
While he's arrested. But these are people that are in line with his thoughts, but it's a lot of There's obviously always been something really sketchy about Tate, and I knew from the very beginning when I saw da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, it'll be interesting to see if you will publicly say all of this when he is out.
Dude, I really hate that one dude from H3.
Bro, Ethan is a
hate
fucking
him.
bitch.
I hate that guy so much,
He is a
bro.
bitch boy, little weirdo. Yeah.
Fucking hate that guy.
I don't understand, too. I'll see these viral clips from him every once in a while where the clip is him like borderline crying and talking about all the anxiety meds that he's on and the depression meds. And then the next viral clip will be him ruthlessly and viciously making fun of Joe Rogan, Tate, whoever he can to the worst that he possibly can. Like digging as low as he can into people. And I'm like, I don't think I've seen that combination. Someone who is crying in the video with the anxiety meds and the depression meds and talking about how hard your life is, and then next, like, attacking the world. It's like, don't you think these two things are potentially, but just maybe, these two things are linked in some way?
Yes,
Like,
100%.
what the fuck?
Like, no one likes a person that's always just telling their sob story, like, all the time.
Yeah, and I think it's helpful at times.
It is, yeah.
But for like, we're in a different world. I was explaining this to you on the episode yesterday. I'm like, it is hard, I think, sometimes for guys like you and me to understand the way that the masses really are. And I explained in that episode, I was like, dude, people are really just waking up. They are dreading the day before them, and they're trying to just get to bed. And they do that every day forever. And it's like, so a lot of people do need to hear Ethan, who they somehow, some way fucking look up to Ethan from H3H3. You know, these people, you know what? It's very interesting. There are people out there that they're only famous because they got famous people onto their podcast.
Oh my God, yeah.
They made a connection that got them a little notoriety, and then they were able to make other connections because of now that notoriety. There's a guy out there, all the praise in the world. I got nothing against this guy, but do you know who Lewis Howes is?
No.
He's nobody. I don't get it. He is a dude who interviews famous people. That's it. But then I'll get ads for his course on like how to be great, and I'm going to teach you how to be great. I'm like, you've just interviewed Tim Ferriss and Hormozy and all these famous people, so you now have a platform. But why are you're not really in shape. There's nothing about you that I'm envious of, I guess, other than that you like are interviewing these famous people. What the fuck are you going to teach me? There's a lot of guys like that, and it's interesting. I mean, Joe Rogan, he has all the most famous people in the world, but there's so much about him to respect also that he's done. But best, we wish them well, all of them, Lewis Howes, Hormozy, Tate. I do hope it comes out that Tate is innocent. This feels a lot more natural than what I started out doing today.
Yeah.
I started out, did you almost walk off when I started? He almost walked off because I just started out like, breaking news. Andrew Tate is fucking. But yeah, dude, I have dignity. I can't. There are things that I don't want to do. Sometimes people will be like, you should collab with this dating coach and like you guys should have like a conversation about whatever. And I'm like, when did you start? How did you tell me about like how you began into dating? Did you have a bad time? Yeah, I had anxiety when I was young. Oh, me too. Yeah. How do you like go on dates? I go to sushi. I go to the bar. It's like the most boring. If I've ever tuned in to like two dating coaches talking, I've never heard a more boring conversation.
Yes.
I mean, never. Like truly, even when I've done it with some people, and if I've ever collabed with you, I like you. Like I like these people, but I've even been in it and like, oh, this is boring. And I guess that's my own fault. Maybe I should be like, tell me about like the most recent fuck you had. Like, tell me about coming on some bitch's tits recently. What's like some sick shit you've fucking done? That's why I might move the show to Rumble so I can just talk about coming on tits.
I want to be like in a room with like Goggins, Tate, like Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson. We all just kind of like sit at the table and like smoke cigars and like drink some whiskey.
That would be lit.
Like,
That would be lit.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I just want to be around.
Yeah.
I want that. You know?
Yeah, no, it's good. You want to be in proximity to greatness. You want to be around that. That was something I recently went to Colombia, and the big thing that everybody screams about in Colombia is like everything's so cheap. It's like amazing. Everything's so cheap. It's so easy to get laid down here and whatever. And I'm like, it is, but dude, it is very unfulfilling and weird being down there and like banging some of these chicks. Yeah. They are literally coming from a hut up the road. They make $3 an hour at their job. And it's just, there's something weird about it where maybe if I never got laid in the US, if I could not get laid here, then I think I'd probably like it a lot more. But I think that if you get laid a decent amount with at least decent looking chicks in the US, I think going down there, you're going to feel kind of weird about it. And I know guys that go get a bunch of hookers down there, and I'm like, what are you, like, ugh. Like, hookers are gross, dude.
Yeah.
It feels so nasty.
Well, I remember being in Vegas and just, like, seeing so many hookers just come up and talk to us. And I was with my friend's dad, too, and, like, he was kind of actually, like, trying to get in on it and stuff. But I guess it's that regrettable feeling after.
Ugh,
and
yeah, dude.
And then, but yeah, it's very easy for like an American male to go into Colombia and just like be pulling chicks like all the time. I see it on my Instagram of like a lot of dudes out there. They have like 4 to 8 chicks, and it's like, well, you went over there because you couldn't do it in the U.S.
Yeah, it's a cope.
To an extent.
It's a massive third world cope. Now, again, I have good friends that have chosen to go live down there. I don't care how someone gets laid. I do not give a fuck. People think that I'm totally against online game. I personally don't use it. I don't like it. I don't care about it. But I don't care what anybody does. At the end of the day, like, if you're getting 3 dates a week from fucking online game and you're like slaying chicks, I'm like, more fucking power to you. If you had a hard time getting laid in the US and you want to go live in Colombia so that way pussy's easy, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I want anybody to do whatever makes them happy. But for me, it's just a weird feeling. There is maybe this part of me that because I grew up as like a little fat shit who couldn't get laid for so long, that once I developed that skill and I started being able to fuck hot chicks here in the US, that there's just nothing sweeter than just having a tight-bodied 22-year-old blonde girl fucking laying down on her stomach on your bed with her fucking legs closed. Are you picturing this? Okay. And your one hand is on her fucking head, and then you're like kind of on your knees with your legs spread behind her, and you're just like fucking pounding her and like grabbing onto her hair. And she's just like, yes, daddy, like, fuck me, dad. Like, when you earn that after you've been fat your whole life and disgusting and just had crippling social anxiety, and like a woman entering the room would make you like, and then like when you start earning that, the earning of it, the chase of it, and the completion process of all of that is so sweet that then when you go down there, for me personally, that then when I go down there and it's just like, I got on Tinder, I got 100 matches in like 4 days, and they're all like opening you, papi, hola, papi, whatever. You have to sift through the ones that don't want money because most of them are just hookers.
Oh my God, yeah.
Most of them are just hookers. So you got to sift through that, and then they're just like they're like little aliens a lot of the times. They're like little alien people. There's really no souls, I think, outside of the U.S. Do you think people born outside of the U.S. have a soul?
Yeah, like I remember, there's like a bunch, like there's like different countries that are very God based.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in Brazil, it's very religious.
Have you been?
No.
Okay. I hear they're really hot.
Yeah. Or like the Portuguese accent as well.
Yeah.
Or wait,
It's Portuguese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like bom dia. Like I remember this one girl I used to talk to. She was from Brazil, and like she would like teach me like the Portuguese and shit like that. And I just remember her going like bom dia, daddy.
What is that?
It means good morning.
Oh,
Or
nice.
Bom dia.
Okay, yeah. So it's like it's close to buen dia,
Yeah.
and then it's like okay, interesting.
The thing. So
Yeah.
I'm switching topics like about caffeine. Like,
Yeah,
When you don't have caffeine,
yeah.
like my mind doesn't work. If I don't
Did
have
you wake up
caffeine.
right before we started this? Pretty
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, about
Okay.
an hour.
You could have You could have pushed it back 15 minutes. I almost pushed it back 15 minutes on you because I couldn't find the right fucking memory card for this camera. But all good, man. Do you want some of this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me take one last sip and then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
This is strong too, man.
I need as much strength as I can get. If I could, I would go back to the first 4 years of my enlistment.
What, you want to be back in?
Like when you go to boot camp, I mean, it's so shitty, but and you're around a bunch of other people and it's all dudes and like the competition's super high and stuff like that, but you just become such a fucking better version of yourself. Like it's insane.
Well, that's why I tell a lot of people to go to fucking college.
Yeah.
Because what you were forced to do in the military, you will maybe never again do on your own.
Nope.
And as much Goggins as you want to watch, as much Tate, as much fucking whoever the new fitness motivational guy is, they'll fucking tell the world, like, dig deeper, go harder, go stronger. You remember what it was like to be forced beyond any of your own desire.
Oh,
But then how
yeah.
good you fucking felt probably all the time.
Yes. I remember this too. Like, we like run up the stairs and like I like put my rifle away. My drill instructor comes up to me and he's like, quarterdeck. And I go to the quarterdeck and it's like this like was like basically in front of the whole squad bay. And I literally was doing burpees and push-ups and jumping jacks till I was like dead. And then I remember he's like, all right, get out of here. And I walked up and like there's a bunch of shit going on and I had like 2 minutes to myself. I drank some water. I like took a deep breath in, deep breath out. I'm like, all right, let's fucking get some.
Dude,
And
savage.
like, and then but so the thing about like all that, like you got to be around people that like push you forward, like even when you really don't fucking want it. But yeah, I don't know.
This is why it's definitely, I think, marketed more towards chicks in a sense. But dude, I have not had better workouts in the last 5 years than I have at fucking Orange Theory.
Oh yeah.
Have you done it?
Yeah,
Dude, amazing.
it's pretty good.
So not only, okay, so first off, you go through 3 circuits. You have a treadmill circuit, you have a rowing circuit, and then you have like a lifting / core. Sometimes it'll be abs, sometimes you're doing this and that. But for one, loud music.
Yep.
Okay, 2, trainer, which they're usually pretty amped up, and they've got the headset on. All right, we're going to kick it up in 3, 2, and they're like amping you up. Then on top of that, I told you this yesterday, my greatest motivator is fear of embarrassment in a lot of ways. So there ain't no reality that exists where I'm leaving that class early
Oh yeah.
and everyone's going to see.
Yeah.
And there's bad bitches in there, so it's motivating. There's like some
Yeah.
fucking hot chick. You're like looking at her ass while she's on the treadmill. No, I'm kidding. I get banned from where I go to sign up. They're like, you've been blacklisted. Something you said on a podcast.
Yeah, you're like, are you Evolution Daily?
Yeah,
No,
is
no,
this
that's not the name.
No,
It's Aaron
it's Aaron Alexander now.
You're like, okay.
I was a different man at that time. I'm on here like, and you just stare at their ass just right in the fucking crease of those shorts. No, but so dude, those workouts, it's like they push you so long. You can take a 60 and then 60 and a 90, or maybe there's a 40 and a 60. I think I would always take the longest version. And dude, you just leave there drenched and fucking dead and just beat. You know what? This is my moment. I'm signing up for Orange Theory again today. I'm signing the fuck up. I'm off nicotine.
It's right over there too.
I'm off nicotine. I'm off alcohol. Dude, it's walking distance.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I've actually debated. if I want to do that, or I'm considering actually doing these Mayweather boxing fitness classes.
Oh, yeah, the one right over there.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
Group concept, but involving fighting, which I think would be kind of cool. And I think they're pretty similarly priced. So I'm considering doing that as well.
I remember when I was a trainer at this one gym, my last gym, and I remember I did a class. I would do a class that I named called Abdominal Assault. And I remember this one girl was saying how like she told me that she didn't want to feel her abs the next day. And I was like, "Are you sure about that?" She's like, "Yeah." She's kind of cocky and just we annihilated everything.
Wow.
Like obliques, top abs, lower abs, like the middle portion of her abs. And she complained. Like she complained to my GM. She's like,
You're
yeah,
fucking kidding.
Yeah,
She requested that.
Yeah, she
You
complained.
did it, and she complained.
Yeah, she complained.
Wow.
But that's the thing. Like that's why I like being a trainer, because I like finding the people that like really want to dig. Like there's this one dude that I trained. He was about 22, and I put this kid, well, guy, whatever. I put this dude through hell, just like annihilating arms and like, yeah. But that's the thing. Like I like that shit. Like I like war, and I like.
Yeah, what are you going to a trainer for if you want to just do your same old bullshit workout?
Yeah, like you're not. And then when you don't see any change, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I like war. I like fucking guns. I like fucking Call of Duty and like blowing shit up. Like as a guy, you just have to have that. Like I was just watching Vietnam in HD.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know where I'm going.
Have you
with
ever
this.
played paintball?
Yes.
Really?
It's been a while.
In the
though.
military or outside of the military?
Before the military.
Okay, nice. Paintball is it's fucking incredible, dude. And laser tag is gay as fuck because it doesn't hurt. If
Yeah.
they made laser tag where now the
Paintball.
suit also like shocked you
Yes.
and it hurt,
Yeah.
that'd be fine. But paintball, it hurts just enough to where you really don't want to get hit.
No.
It won't kill you, but it fucking hurts sometimes, especially if the ball doesn't break properly, if it catches a little bit of fat like on the side of you or something, it will leave welts and bruises. So it is the closest thing you can get to real combat without dying.
Yes.
Yes. I was so fucking obsessed with paintball when I was younger. I still play sometimes, but I want to get back into it. And I think everybody should. It's a great sport.
It is legit as fuck.
Yeah.
I remember getting shot in the back of the head in paintball.
Yeah.
And it really fucking hurt. And it was the first time I ever got shot. And
Yeah, it's brutal.
and I went into this like little like hut or whatever. And I was like swearing. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, if that was combat, I would be so dead. Like my head would have exploded. Like
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah,
That's-
you would have been fucked.
That's so insane.
Yeah. Paintball is incredible, man. I got some good videos online. I used to do tournaments when I was young. I
That's
was
legit.
so into paintball from 13 until about like 21. And then, dude, you know what starts to happen is substances start to take over your life. You just start to party, right? You start to get drunk. You start to rage a little bit too much, and then everything else just kind of falls by the wayside, and you end up just like not caring about things as much, and it's really sad. It's a fucked up, sad part of growing up, and I hate it. Guys, let's give you some rules for life. Let's make this valuable. How long have we been going? 34 minutes. Okay, let's make this valuable for you guys. Fucking go tell those people to shut the fuck up. No, I'm just playing. No, yeah. Hey, shut it the fuck up, whoever the fuck you are. No, I hope you guys are happy that the podcast is back. This was much needed. I think I'm going to. I have an ex-girlfriend that wants to do the podcast actually, but I don't think I want her on.
Nah.
I don't think I want her on. She might even end up seeing this. You know how many girls have listened to my content?
A lot.
It's shocking. It is. They will, in its various ways, right? They'll find it. I'll tell them one little thing about what I do, and then I'll tell them like, I'd prefer you not watch any of my stuff. That's usually my
What makes
line.
them want to watch it more.
But what I tell them is I go, I'd prefer you don't really watch any of my stuff because I tell them this. I'll go, I'm kind of doing like a little bit of a character, and I'd rather you get to know the real me first before I kind of show you that side.
Yeah.
So I've had it not be a problem a bunch of times, but at the same time, one of the things that actually is fucking, dude, I swear to God, bro, one of the most annoying things, I'm about to just start completely lying to everybody about what I do. I'm about to just start another business just to only tell people about that business. Dude, like, even just when I'm out and if somebody introduces me as like, oh, this is my buddy Aaron, like he's a dating coach. Oh, God. It's like, just imagine the conversations that open up from that. It can't just be like, oh, this is my friend Aaron. He does IT at Google or something. Like, yeah. Oh, cool. Hey, nice to meet you, man. Whatever. We fucking like kind of move on.
Yeah.
Maybe, oh, what do you do over there? Oh, I do back end UAE fucking whatever. Yeah. Oh, cool, man. Cool. What part of town you in? Whatever. Oh, this is my friend Aaron. He's a dating coach. Oh, wow. Oh, a dating coach. Oh, is that like Hitch? Are you like the real life? I can't fucking stand it. It's the worst.
Yeah, I could see that a lot.
Well, and here's the thing. I like to. I've been doing this now full time for 6 years. I've not had another job in 6 years. I've been doing Evolution Daily.
You're a straight up entrepreneur.
100%.
Yeah.
I have not had another source of income in 6 years now. And you just get to a point where you don't want every fucking conversation to be about self-development. Or let's say, God forbid, I have a day where I'm out, I'm meeting new people, and maybe the last 3 days I had some pizza, I haven't had good sleep, and I haven't worked out. I kind of feel like shit. And now I got to get into it with some guy about, yeah, and it's like a lot of self-development, teaching guys just how to like really like get their shit together and stuff, whatever. I've got like a fat zit on my cheek because my skin's dirty. I'm like puffing on a fucking Juul or something. I just teach. It's like a lot of fitness stuff. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude.
I remember when I was at the first gym that I was at.
Yeah.
Like, basically just telling this guy, like, you know, work out and do that. And I was, like, super hungover and just, like, so out of it.
Dude, he wants you to motivate him. So you're hungover trying to hold back vomit, just going, be better than you were the day before.
Jordan Peterson.
If you clean your room and worship God and be better than you were yesterday, it'll all work out.
Yeah,
it's
literally.
Just insane. I don't like telling normies anymore about this self-development shit, about fucking game, about dating. I don't want to talk about it. If you're not my client or you're not watching my content, I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about fucking bitches. I want to talk about like, oh, this bitch, I'm looking at, oh, you got that girl. Oh, how'd you meet her? Oh, that's sick. I want to talk about it from a standpoint of where, if I've never heard of game and you've never heard of game, the way we would talk about chicks. That's like the standpoint I want to talk about it from. Not the fucking escalation, not the LM bar and the fucking this and that and the like, and could you give me advice on this text? What should I text this fucking girl? It's like, no, I can't give you advice on that fucking text message. But it's fun. I'm grateful for the life that I've built. I'm not a wagey or a brokey, so that's good. Tate would be proud of me for not being a wagey or a brokey. R.I.P. Andrew Tate.
You know what's fucked up?
What?
Greta Thunberg.
Yeah.
She fucking. There's a picture of her in a suit. Like a picture of like her face on a suit. A gravestone. It's Andrew Tate's face on the gravestone. Like, I just think that's fucked up.
Somebody made that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up. Yeah.
Like, but I feel like the government's gonna try to kill him.
They're gonna kill him. They're gonna Epstein his ass.
If they kill Andrew Tate, bro, there's gonna be such a revolution of.
I just don't think there will be.
I will start one.
I mean, the machine is just too powerful. And at the end of the day, also, there are so many people that are not the Matrix does have us by the balls of comfort.
Yes.
They've got us in the jaws of comfort. So a lot of these people, the reason why the Black Lives Matter movement got so big, there's one reason and one reason only. What do you think that reason was?
Emotion.
Why did the BLM movement happen to be the largest violent uprising globally that we've really ever had? One reason, I'll tell you. Okay? It's because at that time, businesses were shut down because of COVID.
Yeah, true, because a bunch of people wanted some shit to go do.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I don't give a fuck how passionate you felt about that shit. If you had to go to work the next day, you were going to fucking work. The only reason that shit got as bad as it did is because these motherfuckers didn't have jobs to go to. That was it. So at the end of the day, when you've got a job and then you also got to pay your rent and you've got to pay your bills, God forbid you have a child, you fucking all this comfort that you have become massively accustomed to. People think that they're going to be the action hero in some movie where now they've got fucking mud under their eyes and they're living in ditches and they're like basically living in the Ukraine defending some shit with violence. No, it's not going to happen. So if they were to do that, there would be some people that try a little something, and then guess what? They're going to feel the wrath of the fucking global elites worse than anybody at January 6th. Worse than anybody. Oh, you want to fucking do any amount of violence in reaction to something happening to Tate or anything like that, you will go to solitary confinement for a year and then finish out your fucking 6-year sentence and come out and be like, I can't believe I gave up my whole life for a guy on TikTok.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's yeah, I mean, we are absolutely controlled in many ways, but I saw this great tweet one time and I forget who said it. Somebody said that so you become aware of the machine. You become aware of the Matrix. And you become aware of the puppeteers that are above us. And there's about 3 routes that people take. This is no longer going off the tweet, but there's about 3 routes people take. One is ignorance. So you could rant about this kind of stuff to most people. Go to your gym and rant about this to some people. Oh, okay, sounds crazy. You've been smoking weed? Have you been smoking weed? Give me whatever he's smoking. Like, it's usually ignorance, right? That's about 80%. Then you've got 10% that decide to opt out. So they become aware of all of this. They go really deep into the rabbit hole of looking deep into all the pedo islands, deep into 9/11, deep into the petrodollar, deep into fucking Gulf of Tonkin, all this crazy stuff. And then they opt out, meaning they give up on life. So they become that sort of gremlin creature that is just at the laptop all day. You have a shitty job at a video game store or something, and you come home and you're just kind of this gremlin forever. But then you've got about 5 to 1% of people where they realize that the only way to actually beat the Matrix is to play it and win.
Yes.
That's the only way, right? So I have a buddy, complete degenerate piece of shit loser, currently owes me $40, so he's a fucking bitch until I get my money. Fuck him. Fuck you. He is such a dumb fuck. He's done the opt-out. He's he literally thinks that I'm like this fucking clone of society because I am so driven by like finances and like pussy and all this stuff. Yo, the Matrix has you by the balls, man, and you don't even know it, whatever. I'm like, bitch, you live with your parents and have to ask permission to use the car, and you're 32 years old. I go do whatever I want every single day.
He's really down and out.
I could not work for the next 5 days if I choose. I could have just woken up today and done nothing. I feel like going on a drive to the river and doing an ice bath in the river. I could have done that. So my goal is to play the fucking game and win it, so I am now above and out of the game. That's what the truest of the true fucking G's do. That's what fucking Grant Cardone has done. You have to fucking get rich to not have to play their game anymore.
100%.
That's what you have to fucking do.
One thing that I heard from him that was really fucking good is like, You don't earn money. You have to take money. You got to convince, and this like sales wise, but you got to convince somebody, show them some value to have them give you their money.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm coming for all that fucking money.
Yeah, dude. That's got to be the fucking mindset you got to have.
Well, and, so tomorrow I start my new job, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus, I got this job.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you to our Lord and Savior.
Like, literally, you get into a really desperate situation, you're going to start, like, asking God. You're going to start praying to God and, like, just having some faith and, like, praying because that's all you got. And, like, I just remember, I remember it all working out, and I remember driving, like, I was in the car at the time, and the song called Wicked Bones came on, and it's, like, a dark country song. And I'm, like, driving, gas pedal to the floor, screaming, like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, and then, yeah, just.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, so that goes into the thing of, like, you know, you need to get a shock to your system. That's the thing with fighting or going and running, like, doing an all-out sprint, like, shock the fucking system. Go get punched in the face. Like.
You know how many guys have you ever done a cold shower?
Oh, yeah.
You know how many guys have heard about all of this for years and they've never done a plunge or a shower?
It was raining out. This exact fucking pool right here. It was raining. It was like 30 or some sort of degrees.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to Can't Hurt Me, like, for the second time. And I'm like, fucking David Goggins. And, like, some shit happened with my, like, old job and shit. So I couldn't, like, so I was pissed off. And I started, like, going, like, all right, I'm going to make a program called Your Next 6 Months, whatever. And then I'm like, all right, what the fuck would Goggins do? And then he said this. So on Goggins' third Hell Week, when they finally passed Hell Week, he was standing on the beach, like, covered in mud, super cold. And he says, I wish that I was colder, and I wish that the water was even colder. And I was thinking, like, God, could you imagine being like in that mindset right there? And then on top of that too, his boat crew too, like, they, like, all the SEALs were, like, just beat the shit out of. And then him and his boat crew would, like, lift up the boat, and they're like, you can't hurt boat crew too. And he said that, like, all the instructors, like, the way that they looked at boat crew too, like, he just took their fucking souls. And then I remember, I'll never forget, I remember running into this water and made a Snapchat of it. And, like, as I was jumping in, when you jump into a cold pool.
Were you fully clothed?
No.
Okay.
I was literally in underwear.
Hell yeah.
And then, but when you jump into the cold pool, when you leap up, there's a good, like, second and a half of you in the air going, oh, fuck.
Why have I done this?
When I did it, when I jumped up, I was like, this thing in my head was like, oh, it's icy. Because it looked icy.
Yeah.
And then it was like the smallest layer of ice on it. And then I hit it, and then it kind of scratched my skin just because there's a little bit of ice on top of it. But then I remember sinking to the bottom, and throwing a bunch of combinations, and then going back up, and, like, I mean, that's the shit that you got to do. And the other night too, me and my friend were playing Madden, and we're always betting, and then I always get my fucking ass kicked in Madden. But then we decided this. The loser just does 100 burpees. And, like, and it sucked. It was, like, 8 minutes long. But, like, after, I felt fucking so dope. And popped up, you know? So, like.
Do you work with people? You know what I've discovered about myself recently is that as my cardio improves and my strength improves and all of that, I still find that I'm actually lacking in mobility. So even that, a burpee. I can remember even being I was a child, but I was chubby still. Yeah. But I remember being like 15 or some shit. I could do 100 burpees. Of course, I'm out of breath. But now, even just thinking about that motion, I don't feel like my mobility is that great.
Yoga.
For real?
Yeah.
Just stretching and
yoga. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
There's the Black Swan yoga.
Yeah.
There's yoga at the old gym that I used to be at. And I remember this instructor, she invited me to go to Black Swan. And I go there, and, like, there's a bunch of people from that gym.
Is it
really cool.
Is it hot yoga?
They do.
I feel like I only want to do hot yoga.
I don't know. I don't know. I know The old gym that we shall not speak of does hot yoga.
Mm.
But this new gym, hot yoga.
Have you been to the LA Fitness that's down here?
Um,
That's like a mile away?
no.
Okay. I'm thinking about
Wait,
checking it out.
I think so, actually.
I'm thinking about checking it out because it looks great. There's a lot more racks. You know how we literally have one free weight rack
it's
in
shit.
all of our gyms?
Shit.
Dude, there was a guy, I like this guy. I've talked to him a few times. But this motherfucker, you know what he was doing on that fucking rack the other day?
Bicep curls.
Pull-ups.
No.
Using the rack, the only free weight squat rack in the whole fucking place, as his pull-up bar.
And they weren't weighted pull-ups either?
No. No,
Ah.
just using it for pull-ups. Taking breaks, repping pull-ups.
Like, if you're doing some shit like that and you could kind of see someone...
He, like, lives right there. He's like, you got a fucking problem. Dude, we're joshing over here, man.
But, I mean, like, if you're doing pull-ups and shit like that and there's another dude and he's kind of, like, looking, like, nobody's saying anything, I'd be like, oh, you want to use this? And be like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll just jump in, like, in between.
It was one of those things where I didn't need it yet. There was other things I could be doing. So I just decided to do the other things. And I did at a certain point. I was like, if I get to the very end of this circuit and he's still fucking repping pull-ups over there, I'm just going to ask, like, but then the thing is I looked around and I was like, oh, there actually is nowhere else in this particular gym.
Absolutely
We have
not.
3 gyms. We're rich. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. We are rich. And so this is one of 3 pools. We're talking about one of 3 gyms. We escaped the Matrix, dude. I mean,
We made it.
you could be living in a fucking hut in Michigan or some shit, bro.
Honestly, like, going back to Michigan and just seeing all these dudes that I used to hang around with and, like, they haven't left. They haven't done any shit. Like, God, that place a fucking death sentence.
Yeah.
Living there.
Yeah.
The coffee's really fucking good.
You've got it. It's
Dude,
strong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and then,
Are you zooted?
yeah, I'm
Dude,
starting
I
to
make
get
it
zooted.
strong, bro.
Dude, and then
What do I got left in here? Oh, dude, you're almost
I'm
fucking.
sorry.
Are
I
you
thought-
good
I thought
though?
I could-
Let me get
yeah,
this last
yeah,
sip.
yeah.
Okay.
Dude, so a thing too, like, if you're going out, so, like, I know you're a big advocate of, like, not drinking, right?
Yes.
And it's actually, like, I remember going out a bunch and just getting shit-faced all the time, which is absolutely terrible. But let's say, like, for any dude that actually drinks, or, like, so the best way to not be hungover is drink a tequila and orange juice, or just straight tequila. Like, so fucking good.
See,
I'm a big
that's
tequila
that's
guy.
interesting. You told me that yesterday, and I probably had really cheap tequila when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I've actually only drank tequila twice because one time it was just a brutal hangover. It was bad. I got really drunk. The next time when we were doing fucking margaritas with tequila, there was this little Mexican bar in my hometown. It was the actual worst hangover I've ever had in my life. Even thinking back to it, I threw up in my bed that same night. I mean, my mom had come in and tried to wake me up, almost was calling the hospital because I was so fucked up. But then my dad, I don't remember the whole story, but they established that I was fine. But so I've never actually even had tequila since then, I don't think. But you're saying like Patron.
Yeah, Don Julio.
Okay,
shit
okay.
like that.
Yeah. Either way, don't drink alcohol, guys.
You want to hear a fucked story?
Yes.
Okay, this is like my most fucked hangover story.
Okay.
And then this day, I remember like putting on my Snapchat story this like picture. It's like, can you die from a hangover? Because I literally felt like I was gonna die. But anyways, it's like Halloween, and I go out. I'm with these two girls that I'm like good friends with. They're like my bros, and we're out. And they find these 2 other dudes, these big, like, black dudes. And the 2 girls ask me, they're like, can we go over to your place? And I'm looking at these 2 guys, and they're like, and I'm like, fuck no.
They want to bring those dudes
Yeah,
to your
yeah,
place.
and I go, fuck no. So then, I don't know what's going on with
You're
that.
kicked out of your own room so they can have like an orgy.
And so then I'm in my play, or I'm at these bars, and I'm talking to a bunch of people. I leave this bar and I'm fucked up. I'm drinking vodka Red Bulls. Like, I go to this next bar, and then immediately I see this blonde girl and with some other dude. I just walk up and just start talking. Then me and the girl start drinking together, and I'm drinking Jack and Coke now. I'm mixing liquors. And then this guy, it's her gay best friend. and he's like hitting on me and stuff. So then, anyways, we're getting fucked up, and then us three leave. We get into this dude's truck. This dude is going 90 miles an hour down the highway, like blasting music, like almost crashes.
Are you in the bed?
I'm in the back seat. They're in the front.
Yeah.
He's fucking flying, and he lives 25 minutes away, and he's flying, and then we go to the spot and stuff. So then we all start smoking weed and ripping dabs. I'm getting crossfaded, and I am fucked up beyond belief. So then, and I'm sitting, and so then anyways, he leaves me and her, and then he goes into his room. Like, I don't care if you're gay or anything. I have gay friends, you know. Like, I don't give a fuck at all, right? Just full disclosure. So then me and her with each other, and then four? I don't know how many dudes, but a bunch of dudes just come in and go into that room, and it's me and her. Then anyways, the next morning, I wake up still in my, like,
do you hear them all fucking in there? They just had, like, a casual orgy. Holy fuck.
And then, but I was, like, super blacked out, so I don't, like, I remember kind of, like, bits and pieces. I, like, passed out, so I didn't really hear much. So then, and then I wake up, like, next to her, like, on this couch. I get up. These are still the same shoes. But I remember I'm, like, in my fucking uniform, like, my baseball player outfit. And then I have, like, the black under my eyes, like, for the, what they do right there. And it was all over the place. And I remember getting up, and then the dude, he's like, you want some eggs?
Oh.
And then anyways, I leave, and I get into the Uber, and I'm just driving. I'm so dead. And I tell the Uber, I'm like, can we go to McDonald's? And the Uber's like, you need to, and he was just like, I don't know. I think it was
we're about to do some sort of voice.
the Indian is like, you need to add a stop. And I was like, okay, how do I do that? And he's like, and I'm like, it's right there. And he's like, fine. And then we pull over. And then I'm like trying to order. And then I get like,
and you're in blackface at this point.
Yeah,
pretty
dude,
much.
I look fucking crazy. Anyways, I get dropped off. And then I want to get more food, but I couldn't drive. Anyways, though, I'm laying outside by my pool with like McDonald's. And like, I put on some shorts and all of my baseball outfit is just sitting on the side. I jumped in the pool and I'm just laying there baking in the sun. And my brother and his random friend that I haven't seen in years, but I knew him back when I was younger, my brother's showing him around. My brother opens up, and my brother's like, he's like an older, more matured guy. Like, he doesn't really do shit like that, right? And he opens up the door, and it's him and this random friend. And they see me, and his friend is also kind of like a matured, like dude like that. And they're looking at me, and he's like, oh, that's my brother. And I look at them, I'm like, and it was just, like, I think after that is when I, like, put the brakes in.
Was that a low moment for you? Was it like, no, it sounds pretty cool.
It was fun and shit.
Yeah.
But just, like, the fucking alcohol and the hangover, and that shit, like, repeatedly over and over again, like, weekend after weekend. Because, like, you can go out and have fun and meet a bunch of people, but you just can't let the alcohol take it over. And it's so toxic. And, like, but you have to go there to, like, get to here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I meet a lot of guys who never had any of those kinds of stories. They're just like, yeah, I've never really drank. I've never really
do
whatever.
That shit.
Do ecstasy until your vision blurs.
There's one night, too, I took, and this was like a bender. I took Molly one night, and then Molly the second night.
Are you sure you'll be good with all of this being on the podcast?
Yeah, I'd fucking send it.
Whatever,
Okay,
all right, cool.
Anyways.
I don't want to get a text after this.
anyways. Thanks for reminding me, though, to, like, because you got to be, like, concise, you know? So, anyways, though, I do that, and then I was just so zooted. The next morning, because, like, when you take Molly, like, it's such an upper, you have such a come down. And god damn, that come down was, like, wicked. That's the thing with, like, and drugs affect people differently, right? So, like, you have to find, I don't know. I was about to say you need to find your drug, but you actually shouldn't.
Yeah, find your drug. Just experiment, try different things, and figure out what works best for you.
So when I went back home, I was with my neighbors and, like, they're like uncle, right? And he just asked me about a bunch of stories out here, and I just started, and I'm drinking, and I'm started letting loose about all these stories out here. And not even here, but just like, when I was back when I was in like DC and like all these other places, like through my military experience, I'm just letting off all these stories. And I could see he was like, oh, keep on going. Like he's like living through me.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's people that don't have stories like that. You need to go and fucking do it, because you got to realize, like, look, I'm like, 25, 26. I didn't do any of that shit in my like 20 to 23, because you can really go fuck up like that. And it's like, dude, you got to go do that shit. You got to go fucking on bend. I don't want to preach going on benders and shit.
I do.
But, well, you got to just go and do shit. Like, if you've never went out and had a wild fucking night, you got to go do that. Grab some of your boys. Grab one boy, because you don't want too much extra baggage.
Yeah.
But grab one dude. Like, you guys are a good vibe. And, like, just go fucking do that shit. Go have fun. But then again, there's a line, though. You can't cross into the dark side of having too much fun. There's this one dude that I used to roll with. I don't roll with him much anymore. But I always see on his Instagram stories of him partying. And he looks like shit. Does not lift. And he's always, like, in the fucking coffee house doing his fucking little job, and then he's out and he's going out. And it's like, dude, fucking, like, that's cool. You can go party, but you want to be like honorable and like be the source, like an authoritative figure. When you go out.
Yeah, and schedule these benders.
Yeah,
if you have not lived a lot of life in the last few years, book a fucking 2-week vacation to New York City. Find the shittiest, cheapest Airbnb you can. Take a friend or go solo. It doesn't matter. And just go get wasted for 2 weeks.
And especially if you have the money for it. Like, if you have some good money, go do that. Like, I was doing the shit while I was broke as fuck. Like, I remember I had $200 one night. That was it. It was only $200. Now, I remember putting $50 aside for an Uber, and that's how I found tequila, because it was cheap and it would get you fucked up quick. So
yeah, Fireball's the same fucking thing. But you can go. That's what I'm saying though. Go to New York. You book but before I'd ever gone to New York, I was watching The Dark Knight Rises, and I was like, I can't believe I've never been there. Yeah. This is insane. I'm from fucking Ohio. You know how close New York is.
Yeah.
It's not far. People drive it. So I was still broke at the time, had no idea Evolution Daily was ever going to work out or anything. But because I was broke, I booked it like brick by brick. I saved money for the flight, bought it like 8 months in advance, saved money for the Airbnb, finally booked the Airbnb. Now, by the time the trip came around, the trip felt free. I saved some money for food and stuff when I went. So I go to New York, and I just have the fucking best time ever. So, and I was completely sober at the time. I fucked a bunch of chicks when I was there. If you guys are not, do cold approach when you're there, of course. And just you don't realize what could happen for you in a day. If you go to Washington Square Park with a book bag full of Budweiser cans and you just get wasted. And I'm actually not kidding at all.
Go live.
Because do I say to not drink alcohol? In the long run, yes.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing anything, if you are one of these just TikTok kids inside addicted to TikTok all day long, go get wasted at Washington Square Park in New York. Your whole life will change.
Well, and then on top of that, like, let's say, because there's a yin and yang to it. You don't want to always drink and shit, but like, let's say you go out and you're like pretty new to like socializing and you want to break out of your shell, take just one tequila shot just to loosen up, just to like, obviously don't get like don't black out, but just
if you're gonna go out for 30 nights and do 0 approaches sober, or you're gonna go out for 30 nights and do, let's times that by 5, 150 approaches, but you had to have 6 drinks each night, do that one. At the beginning, I'm very open about this. When I started game period, I started with night game, I was getting wasted. Sober? Are you fucking kidding me? I would watch those old Tyler videos where he'd be like talking about going sober. I'd be like, fucking nerd. Get back to the getting laid part. Like, let's talk more about the like fucking part. And he'd be talking about sober, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to a club sober. Okay, buddy, let me be the sober guy at the bar. Yeah, I'm like, nerd, fuck this loser. And then eventually I became that fucking loser. And the experiences that I've had that I've been able to pull off because I was sober.
So much better.
I mean, Jesus Christ. And there, yeah, sure, a little fucking drunk, sloppy, just crazy sex and all that. Like, that can be fun. But a lot of that is fun for most people because most people have only had sex with like 10 or less chicks. And so you never reach that full level of comfort with fucking. Once you break out of that and you're extremely comfortable fucking, then you end up still having really gross, like uninhibited, disgusting sex. And now drunk sex is not like as hot, actually.
The thing that you talked about, The Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of the new Batman. Like, that movie speaks to my soul, right? Anyways, though, with this Batman, he's like a detective, right? Have you seen it? The new Batman?
Not really.
Okay.
I had it on. I only got through like the first hour. It's because I was doing like other shit. So I saw bits and pieces.
So he's a detective, right? So Batman is a detective in a way, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I was writing yesterday, like whenever let's say you're trying to sell somebody something, when you're trying to meet someone, when whatever the fuck you're trying to do, like a very good thing to be able to do is to put things together. Like, be a detective. Like, you're seeing, like you're putting yourself in someone else's shoes and seeing how they look at the world, right? Like,
yeah.
And so then on top of that, there's this thing, and then this goes from the show Prison Break, right? This character Michael Scofield. There's this thing called low latent inhibition. So most people who have mental disabilities, I'm 98% sure I'm right on this, right? But this is from Prison Break. Anyways, most people with mental disabilities, you know how some people who are autistic and they're like really smart at one thing? Like, there's this one autistic kid that I went to school with. He knew everybody's birthday, right? So there's low latent inhibition, but with a low IQ, right? But let's say, so in Prison Break, Michael Scofield has low latent inhibition, but with a high IQ, so he's a genius, right? So the thing too, like with low latent inhibition, it's piecing things together, right? So like, let's say I saw that you have a new watch, right? I'm like, oh, you got a new watch. And then I'm like, there's a watch store right over here. Oh, did you get it from there? Oh, I actually was like near it and I saw like there was like 30% off over there. Oh, did you get the discount on it? And it's like piecing shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like how a detective would be.
Okay.
You know where I'm going?
Sell me on your fitness coaching.
Okay.
Okay, so right now I'm a guy and I'm lifting.
So let's say like you agreed to like meet up with me.
Oh, how would I agree to that?
Oh,
they
okay.
ask you?
Oh wait. So it's just like we're in
You're
the
doing
gym.
you're doing a cold
Cold
approach
approach in
on the floor.
I'm
Don't you
doing-
guys do that?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
called floor pull.
Okay, so I just got done, and I've got about like 345 up, right? I just got done just fucking banging it out, no problem. I set it back up on the bar. All right, now I'm chilling.
And then are you standing up?
I'm sitting on the bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm walking by you. Okay. Damn, bro, that's pushing some fucking weight right there.
Thanks, brother. I've been running Tren.
Oh, damn. How much you run?
Pretty low, just like Tren replacement therapy. So I do about a gram of Tren, gram of test.
You doing like liver cleansers too for that and shit like that?
Nah, dude, nah.
No, you're just saying fuck it.
Yeah, dude, nah. Good genetics.
Is that your main thing that you like to do though? Is like rip the bench heavy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always trying to up the weight, but also looking to improve, mobility and always trying to hit legs and all that to not get imbalanced.
Always got to hit that mobility, Shit will get tight if you don't.
Yeah, for sure, brother, for sure.
You do any yoga here or anything like that?
No.
I know it's a little kind of like for the chicks,
Yeah, it's a little fruity. I
is kind of fruity.
I don't really. No, I haven't yet. I'm open to it though.
That's the thing though. Like if you're in the gym and like you don't want to be showing up to this yoga class, it's like you're like one of the only dudes. You'd rather hit the bench and like be ripping fat
For
weight,
sure.
right?
You got it. You got it.
Well, a thing too, so I like doing this as well, but what if we could put some mobility training into this while doing heavy weight and looking dope? And not
Yeah, I
looking
mean
as fruity.
yeah, that'd be cool. Sure.
What-
I mean, I wouldn't even really know where to start.
Yeah, bro, if you want, if you're coming here tomorrow, we could just get a quick lift in or whatever you're
Yeah,
available.
I'll be in tomorrow around like 4 p.m. Yeah.
All right, for sure. You want to just give me your number really quick, and then I'll send you a text?
Cool.
All right. What's your name, by the way?
Aaron.
Aaron?
Aaron.
Nice to meet you, dog.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Elliot.
Cool.
All right,
man.
bro. I'll hit you up. We'll fucking get this working, all right?
Okay, sick, bro.
All right,
Sounds
dog.
good.
Peace.
So now what?
okay.
So you are starting with literally a. Are you wearing a shirt? Do I know you're a trainer?
Yeah, I'm already in my
So I
training
know
gear.
you're a trainer, and
Yeah.
so you're not even selling me
No.
yet.
No.
You're gonna show up and we're gonna live together.
We're gonna fucking put in some work together.
Really?
Yeah.
For free.
That's how I do it, bro.
So I could do this with every person over and over again.
Dude, a lot of trainers, like,
Yeah.
and I'm obviously not the best trainer at all, and like I'm like very brand new in the game, but like I have had a lot of good business by just seeing a dude or anyone be like, yo, and like some comment, kind of gauging to see like how receptive they are. That's just like social calibration, but seeing how receptive they are and how down they are, and then just like being dope and having like a good lift. And then and it's not even about the money. Like I just like to work out with people and be seen like lifting.
Now, okay. So now let's get to the lift.
Okay,
So
okay.
we're lifting. We just busted out about an hour. It was cool.
And we
You
did
showed
mobility.
you showed me cool stuff, and now I'm done. I got a
Okay.
heart out.
Okay.
Work's coming up soon.
So-
And I'm just like, well, bro, this was great, man. I really appreciate it.
Are you on a time hack right now? Like you have to leave?
I got to get out of here in about 15
Okay.
tops. Yeah.
So then from there, it'd be like, all right. So let me let's go back to the desk really quick. Let me draw you out a program really fast, with incorporation with what you're already doing. But I'm just gonna show you. I'll put you in the virtual program, just some more mobility stuff, just so that you know what you can see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Let's
All
draw
right.
it up. Cool.
All right. So then we're there. I'm doing this. Do the mobility. And I'm like, all right. So I want you just to keep doing what you're doing, but incorporate these mobility exercises for a week. All right. Come back to me. Okay. And then I'll text you, and then we'll just keep up to date on that. All right. And then on top of this, like we're talking about nutrition, we're diving into other stuff. I know more about you now, like because during the workout, I'm gonna be asking you like about yourself,
Yeah.
shit like that. Like I'm being a fucking detective.
I don't like this.
No.
I don't like this at all. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
This is not my industry.
Yeah.
Okay. But I've had business people
Uh,
do a similar thing to me
yeah.
where I know that it's coming.
Yeah. Well, on top of this though,
But they'll be like,
too passive.
well, oh, that sounds great, bro. Like, what are your goals for this coming year? Whatever. Oh, that's cool. Whatever. And I'm like, I'm not just. I know what you're going to do eventually. Why not do it so much sooner? You think you
Yeah.
have to build a certain amount of rapport first?
Well, on top, I'm not even thinking about the sale.
Okay.
Like we're having a good lift, like doing some mobility stuff, and then I'm like, all right, here's like the little program, just because I like writing shit out, and it's good practice for a program. But it's like making a friend and be like, okay, here you go. And then if you do go forward with the program, or like the recommendations, if you do go with it, or if you don't, I have no control over that. But when I see you, I'll kind of like just say hey and say what up about it. But during the thing, like as I do the program and shit, like as I write it out, I would ask, be like, do you want to do like training with me? Like just straight up like
I see.
Instead of like, because there's been times where like people would, the selling method of like, all right, so I do personal training 3 times a week. Which one works for you? Like which price works for you? And then it's like, well, hold on, I didn't even say yes yet. And then they start going like, well, why not?
Right.
I'm more like,
That's it's called assuming the sale.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I'm
Looking
and it's
past the
good.
sale, assuming the close. Yeah.
And it's good to do that because you want to assume it. But you can't be hard driving about it, and you can't get like / discouraged or offended if someone doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But the way that I look at it is, I'm a gym bro. We'll have a good lift together. Here's a little like written up thing of a program that would be beneficial for you. And if you want, we could further continue this if you'd like. If not, that's totally cool. At least we're like boys now. At least we're like a friend and we'll say what up.
Okay, I like that.
You know?
So now that I see that when you're writing up that program, this is after the workout now.
Yeah, so we work out. I'm writing up the program.
Okay, I do like this.
Yeah,
I do like this because if you did all of that to me, you and I never had this conversation, you did all that to me, now there is that law of reciprocity that comes into play.
Yeah, you think like, oh shit, now I got to give him something.
He just fucking spent a whole workout with me, gave me all this advice, all of this. Fuck. Like, I'm going to be a real dick to just be like, nah, bro, I'm good.
So then here's the thing on that, because like you see that people will, there's like this weird little leverage, and people are like, oh shit, I need to give this guy something. The only thing that I ask, and then I put people in this free program. I forget what I called it, like everything it takes, but like I put a bunch of people that didn't a bunch of people that didn't want to buy training.
Yeah.
And this was on the virtual app. I put them all into this program, and then I would tell people, I'd say like, yeah, I have about 35 people in this program, and it was all for free. And then the thing, though, that I say to people, like, it's good exposure as a trainer to be seen training people.
Let's speed this up a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
Let's get to the end.
I'm on a fucking tangent.
I'm just wondering. I'm thinking about it now, and I'm just like, we've been on this for like a half hour. I don't know if this is good content anymore.
So
just get to the point where you sell me. Like, fucking close me.
The last thing, I'm just like, all right, if you don't want to buy it, just, like, speak good about me, and then, like do like some of this mobility exercise just to improve your life.
Okay.
You know, just do that. But then it's like, okay, if you're like, yeah, I'll do training with you. Okay, boom. It's $350 a month. We'll meet twice a week.
Twice a week for $350 a month.
I don't actually know the rates.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's just coming.
Got it.
I would do $500 once a week.
For what?
A month. Once a week, $500 a month.
What? 4 sessions for $500? You've done that?
Yeah. Wait, was it one?
$125 a session?
Yeah.
Get fucking lost. I'm going to Orange Theory.
Wait, it was
All right, we got to wrap this up.
Okay.
This is just getting. I might cut all of this. I mean, this was a solid 30 minutes.
This is good B-roll, though.
It's good. This is good content, and you know
this
what?
This is really good trainer topics.
Well, and so there's going to be about 5 trainers out there right now that are like, "This is sick."
I want to call
out taking notes. No, this is good.
I want to call out some bullshit trainers.
Hormozy, yeah.
Well,
fucking scam, bro.
There's like some cocky trainers that like they have good experience, but like. Dude, there's some dudes I know need to get their fucking ass
Give
kicked,
us
bro.
30 seconds on this, and then we're going to move on from the training world.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. Well, I want the 30 seconds on why they need to get their ass kicked.
I don't know. There's a lot of, like, bullshit cocky confidence, because, like, as a trainer, some people just think they're hot shit because they are a trainer, and it's an attractive job, and you're part of the gym, and it's really cool, and you have, like, a lot of access to people, and you're, like, the guy in the gym, but... I mean, goddamn, there's some fucking motherfuckers.
Dude, are there any fat trainers?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Like
oh my God,
fat dude walking the floor with the trainer shirt on,
Yes.
like, hey, what's up, bro? Going up to like a jacked dude and selling him on training.
Bro, I remember this one trainer I had. He looked like shit, and he had this weird, like, I don't know what was going on with the upper part of his forehead, but it was like super scaly.
Yeah.
And
he's got eczema.
I had just gotten out of the military too. And this is when I was, like, in charge of, like, selling the personal training. So I'd sell personal training, and I would pawn off the clients to the other personal trainers.
Yeah.
So I was in charge of them. And I remember laying the fuck into this trainer. But I would be, like, at first be like, yo, what are you hitting today? He's like, ugh. And I'd be like, come on, like work out with me. And then I would get pissed and be like, what are you hitting today? Like, work out with me. And I'd be like, dude, you gotta get the chest, bro. He had the flattest chest. And then... I just remember making him feel like shit all the time just because he looked like ass.
Right.
And I remember never giving him any clients either.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up. But I don't know. I just remember him going like, you need to give me more clients. And I was like,
wow, you need to like be in shape, dude.
And but I ended up giving him more clients and shit like that. But
well, good. This was good. This is good trainer talk. Maybe we'll call this. No, I said something a little bit ago that I wanted to call the episode. Something like Get Drunk in Washington Square Park.
Yeah,
something like that. Something
Well,
like
go
that.
live. You got to go live
That
life.
you've got to live your life, guys. We're gonna wrap it up there. I might make like a note right before all the personal training talk starts. Like maybe I'll chime in and be like, "Hey, just so you guys know, we're about to just talk about like fucking personal training for like 30 minutes, bro. You should be like the fucking
trainer.
be like the Evolution Daily, like the Aaron Alexander personal trainer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dude, and then
you should train me at this gym, but I don't think
I could get you in there for free for a day.
No, not your gym. I was saying like the gyms here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think I could do it with you now. Probably, I think I'd know you too well.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized would be the most motivating shit for me?
Slay this. Oh,
No, hiring the hottest girl personal trainer I could find.
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
God,
and
yeah.
having her almost like dominatrix me.
Yeah.
Like, call me a fat little piggy and like stomp on my head while I'm like doing push-ups and shit.
we could find one.
Like some bad bitch. And she's just like, and I have her, like, I pay her extra to be like, this last rep and you get to like fuck me, daddy. Like one more rep.
That would be
And I'm
really
just
good
like,
content.
oh, dude, that would be good. Yeah.
We could find one.
All right, this
We
has
could
gone
find
on
a-
for
we
the
could find a
value.
we could find a dope chick like that.
The value of this show ended 45 minutes ago. I am now just talking about getting my head fucking smashed.
Really quick.
Okay.
When I riff and
Yes.
I'm going way off topic,
Yeah.
just like interject
No,
and then bring it.
it wasn't totally off topic.
Okay,
This was still good. And it's like I told you yesterday, some of the brand building, I just want to do a news podcast. I want a
Yeah.
podcast where it's just news. I want to talk about like politics and shit.
Government conspiracy.
So yeah, dude, I want to talk about this shit. So it's like I told you yesterday, even the brand building aspect of even just this bullshitting, people have nothing. 20 people are listening to this right now with a gun in their mouth. And they're just like, give me something to not pull the trigger. They see that I uploaded this podcast and they're alive now because of it.
Yeah.
I get those DMs every day. People like, I was sucking off my fucking Ruger. And now your show saved my life.
It's very.
So-
Well, people can feel so helpless.
Dude, I felt
You
helpless
know?
before.
Like
Yeah.
it's such a dark place, but like it's those little moments though of feeling helpless, but there's this like little glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes life like beautiful.
Well, and that's why you have to be delusionally optimistic.
Oh yes.
You-
Oh my God.
Yes, you have to be delusionally and irrationally optimistic. I made this post yesterday about not hanging around pessimistic people, and this one guy who is a fan of my stuff, he watches my stuff, he might hear this, great guy, love this dude. But he said, people tell me all the time that I'm pessimistic. I'm merely a realist. And I'm like, that's a cope.
Yeah.
That's a fucking cope.
well, you can.
To be a realist, you're the guy when your buddy comes to you and says he's going to start a business, you're the guy who's telling him, just so you know, like 90% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. Dude, why the fuck would you tell me that? I'm just a realist. I'm just a realist, bro. Okay, good for you. It's like, and this is no shade on him. It's like, this is how a lot of guys view themselves. I don't want to hear it. I don't care that if I was 6'3", I would get laid more than me being 5'11". Don't care. Is it true? Yes.
But
I just don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck. Like this whole idea of focusing, like, I want to find the truth. No, you don't. The truth is fucking dark.
yeah.
The truth that's you're gonna really fucking find if you want to really be a realist your whole fucking life takes you down to some dark roads. Guys, this has gone on for way too long. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe. Do whatever you want. Join the mastermind. Come to the fucking evolutiondaily.com for coaching. Peace. All right, great show. Great episode.
The one thing too.